So let's start this little flow, which is going to target some of the areas that might be feeling a bit tight from travelling. We'll start in a comfortable seat, just grounding down through the sit bones onto the mat, just trying to lengthen the spine, just finding a comfortable seat for you, basically. So whether that is with your legs crossed or maybe you want to put your legs out in front of you, whatever feels good. Just closing down the eyes, starting to take some nice slow deep breaths as we inhale and reach the hands up towards the ceiling, the sky. Just bringing the hands to the back of the head, and we're just going to bring the chin down to the chest. Nice slow deep breaths all the way up the back of the neck. Inhaling to come back and then lifting your head up, trying to keep the elbows facing forwards if you can. Just opening the throat. And then just bringing the right hand to the opposite ear and gently just bringing the ear down to the shoulder. Get a nice stretch in the side of the neck. And then just bring it over to the opposite side. Breathing all the way down the side of the neck. Just creating some space there. And then gently releasing. I'm just going to start taking some circles. So bringing the head all the way around. Bring the chin down to the chest. You might look like a bit of an idiot like I do, but just keeping your eyes closed and just really feeling into where you need the movement, where you need the stretching. You can change direction, just nice and slowly. Taking really big, slow circles. Arms are coming up overhead. And then we're just going to twist behind. So bringing the hand to the opposite knee, looking over the shoulder. Nice, slow, deep breathing all the way down into the bottom of your lungs. And then just coming back to the middle, hands up towards the sky and twisting over in the opposite direction. Over the shoulder, just twisting as far as you need to, just getting that gentle twisting, warming up the spine. Coming back through the middle, and then we're just bringing the right hand down beside us and stretching over, so we're opening up into the side body here. Reaching over. If you want to bring the forearm to the floor, if that feels comfortable, if you can keep both bones on the ground, then do that. Otherwise, just keeping the hand connected to the floor, really breathing all the way up the side. Coming back to the middle and just take it down to the left-hand side. Just trying to create space between the ribs here, sending your breath all the way from the sit bones, all the way up the side, through the armpit to the fingertips. Coming back to the center, reach up. Then we're just going to bring the hands out in front as we stretch forwards. You can bring your head down if you want to. Just gently getting into those hips. If you've been doing a lot of sitting, they might be feeling a little bit creaky, so yeah, we're just going to breathe into the backs of the legs and the hips here. Walking the hands back towards you, and then just bringing the hands behind, lift the hips up. If you want to gently release your head back, you can. Otherwise, keep the chin towards the chest. Trying to keep the core engaged here as we just lift up and then gently release. Going to come onto all fours, just trying to make sure you've got nice alignment of the joints, so the knees go directly under the hips, and then we're just bringing down the arms to the mat as we take Anahatasana, puppy dog pose. So we're just letting the chest melt towards the mat as we rest into the forearms. Lifting up through the tailbone here. So a really nice stretch for the shoulders if we reach forwards with the fingertips, reaching the arms away. And then we're just going to come down onto our belly, forearms still on the mat, into Cobra. Just take a look over one shoulder, take a look over the other shoulder, just creating a gentle twist in the spine. And then we'll just come back up onto the knees into child's pose. So you can have your legs nice and wide here, or your knees together, whichever feels most comfortable. Just reaching forwards, feeling the belly rising, falling against the thighs. And just reaching forwards with the fingertips. And always come back to child's pose if you need to throughout your practice. We're just bringing the arms behind the back, interlacing the fingers and reaching, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Keep the forehead down towards the mat. Breathing into the space between your shoulders, coming back onto all fours. We're just going to take some rounds of cat-cow. So just letting the belly drop, arching the spine, letting the belly drop, looking up, rounding the shoulders, looking down, inhaling to look up, and exhaling to round. Just take a few more to your own rhythm. Maybe you want to take a bit more fluidity into the movement, so just bringing your hips back to your heels, taking some circles, whatever your body's craving right now. Just go for it, and then just settle back into child's pose. A couple of breaths. And then we're rocking forwards onto the belly, bringing the hands down by the ribs, under the shoulders. We're going to tuck the toes under, so we push ourselves and lift slowly up into our first downward facing dog here. So really lifting the tailbone up to the sky, pushing into the hands, making sure the fingers are spread wide on the mat. If you feel a bit of discomfort in the back of the legs, you can always take the stance wider, bend the knees. Then we're just walking towards the hands at the front of the mat. Fold over the legs. You can keep a nice deep bend in the knees. If you want to bring the hands behind you, then please do. Keep a nice deep bend in the legs. And we're slowly rising all the way up, looking towards the sky, releasing the hands either side as we take Tadasana, mountain pose. Stepping back with the right leg, we're just going to take high lunge. Gently release the knee down. So we're in a low lunge, trying to make sure that the hips are both facing forwards. towards the front of the mat, reaching up. And if you want to twist here, you can twist to the side where you've got the leg forwards, reaching back up, placing the hands either side of the mat, lifting your leg up, three-legged dog, and coming into downward facing dog. Let's take a couple of breaths in downward dog, making that nice upside down V shape with the body. Lifting the right leg up, bringing it over towards the right elbow and holding. Lifting the right leg up behind you, three-legged dog. And then stepping forwards with that right leg. As we come up into Warrior Two, hips are parallel to the long side of the mat here. Right foot's facing forwards. We're trying to make sure that the knee doesn't come forwards over the ankle. Nice straight line from the knee down to the ankle. Arms are nice and strong. Back foot parallel to the short side of the mat. Straighten that front leg. Just bring the back foot in a little bit, reaching forwards and coming down into triangle pose. Trikonasana. Trying to create a straight line from the fingers in the sky to the fingers that are facing down towards the floor. Opening up side of the body. And just windmilling the hands back to the mat, stepping back, taking a high plank here, squeezing the core, bringing yourself all the way down, thighs, belly, chest, hands are under the shoulders, lift the chest, tuck your toes under, and lift your hips to the sky. Walking gently towards the front of the mat, taking opposite elbows and just swinging side to side, keeping the knees nice and bent. I love this one. Just letting yourself hang and then gently coming all the way up. Arms overhead, hands come down through the middle and by the side. Stepping back with the opposite leg this time. So if you did the right leg last time, left leg this time. High lunge. We're gently placing the knee on the mat, bringing it into a low lunge, trying to make sure both the hips are facing forwards and that they're in a straight line with each other. So pulling slightly back with one and forwards with the other. You can take the twist to the side of the leg that you've got in front. Should be a nice stretch in the hip flexors. Reaching up, placing the hands back on the mat, stepping back, lifting that left leg up behind. Bringing it over to the left elbow, reaching back up behind. Coming through the middle, placing the foot and opening up to Warrior Two on this side. So front foot's facing forwards, back foot's parallel to the short side of the mat, and hips are parallel to the long side of the mat. Really gentle, nice hip opener here, trying to make sure that your arms are in a straight line. Hips are also nice and straight and level. You can look over the front arm if you like. And then straighten that front leg, step in the back leg, reaching forwards till you can't reach anymore, and then coming down for triangle pose. So it's not about reaching towards the floor here. We're trying to lift up through the fingertips that are in the sky, creating that nice stretch in the side body. Coming back up, bend the front leg, windmill the hands down to the mat. Oop. And stepping back, lifting that left leg up behind, gently coming down. Just taking a couple of steps. Downward facing dog. Coming forward into plank. Gently drop the knees, thighs, belly, heart, hands under the shoulders, pushing up, lift the chest, and then coming back into your downward facing dog. Gently walking towards the hands, bending forwards, and slowly coming all the way up. Hands come through the middle, down by the side. Inhale to rise, hands up. Exhale to gently fold. Coming down towards the mat, we're jumping or stepping back into our plank, lowering ourselves down. Inhaling, lift the chest. Exhaling to roll over the toes, come into downward facing dog. Right leg comes up behind. Just open the hip, look under the shoulder. Knees bent. And then we bring the knee over to the elbow, push back up behind. Bring the knee behind the right wrist as we set up for pigeon pose. So opening the chest here as we inhale. You can stay here, or if you want to take it deeper, you can come down onto the forearms. Bring the forehead down towards the floor. You can put a cushion or a block underneath your bum cheek to support it. Breathing into the glute here. Nice, slow, deep breaths. Making our way back up, tucking the back toes, lifting the leg up behind. And then stepping the foot forwards as we come back into our warrior two. Trying to keep nice and strong. Then we're coming into a wide-legged stance and gently folding from the hips. To fold forward, stretch out the back of the legs. Trying to keep a nice straight spine. You can keep the hands on the hips if you like. Or you can bring them towards the floor. Breathing into the back of the legs here. Strong feet. Pushing down into the mat. Coming up. Twisting forwards. We're framing that front foot. Bringing the back leg down. As we come into our low lunge once again. Again, we're trying to keep the hips even. So pulling slightly back with the right hip, forward with the left. Bringing the hands either side, stepping back, right legs up behind, and we're coming back into downward facing dog. Left leg comes up behind, we bend the knee, look under the armpit, so we just open up into those creaky old hips. And then we're bringing the leg towards the elbow, push back up behind. Knee comes behind the wrist as we set up for pigeon. So we're trying to make sure that the back leg is in a nice straight line. We're protecting the knee joint. You can stay here, we can walk the hands forward for a nice, deep stretch. Just trying to pay attention to how it feels different on this side to the other side. Inevitably, it's going to feel different, so it's nice to observe, to pay attention. Nice, slow, deep breaths. And then we're just coming back up. Tucking the toes, left leg up behind. Nice little bendy kick if you like. And then we're coming forwards as we come up into Warrior Two. Trying to get as deep as you can in this position. Rise the shoulders up, let them sink down, melt down the back. Looking over the front middle finger. And then just coming so that we are in a wide-legged stance again. Arms behind this time as we fold forwards. Hello. Again, trying to breathe nice and deeply into the backs of the legs here. Just coming down as far as feels manageable, comfortable. Doesn't need to be very far. Probably feel a stretch pretty early on. Inhaling, slowly coming back up. You can look up towards the sky. Gently releasing the hands. Bringing the hands to the hips. Taking that foot forwards, framing it, and then coming down into our low lunge. Reach the hands up towards the sky. You can look up towards them if it feels comfortable. Just opening up into the quad of the kneeling leg, into the hip flexors. Framing that front foot, taking it back up behind for a downward dog. Probably going to feel a lot different to the first downward dog you did in the practice. So just paying attention to that. Pushing into the hands. Keeping a nice bend in the knees if you prefer. Looking forwards, walking or taking a little hop towards the front of the mat. So we're trying to be in a wide-legged stance here. Malasana, prayer squat. You can use the arms to push into the legs, and then we're just twisting as we open up to the side. Coming back to the middle. And twisting to the other side. So arm just wraps round to the leg or either just comes to the foot. We look up towards the sky. Just let yourself come down towards the floor. Bring the soles of the feet together. Just taking nice little butterfly. Letting the hips just relax. It's probably quite an intense stretch, so just feeling into it. If you want to make it deeper, you can bring the arms forward, but trying to keep a straight spine. So we're not rounding our back, we're just reaching forwards if you need to make it more intense. Breathing into the hips. Hands coming back towards you, bring the legs back together, just give yourself a nice hug. And we're just opening the legs wide, so we're sitting in a wide position, trying to keep the feet pointing towards the sky, reaching the hands up, and we're just coming over to the right hand side, reaching over, breathing from the sit bone all the way up through to the fingertips that you've got raised, nice deep side body stretch. Just slow breathing. Coming back through the middle, arms up, reaching through. We're just going to walk the hands forwards between the legs. Again, it's stretching out the back of the legs. Trying to keep the toes active. Imagine you're pushing the feet into a wall. Helps with the stretch. Coming back through the center, arms up overhead, and just take it to the opposite side. So reaching over, one hand towards the leg and one hand across the body. Inhaling to reach up. And then bringing the hands behind you, just going to lift the hips up. You can let the head hang if you want. Use your glutes here to lift the hips, gently releasing. Hands behind you. We're going to take reverse plank or reverse tabletop even. See how I'm in a straight line from my head to my knees. Just trying to keep your body in a straight line. You use your glutes to keep you lifted, releasing. Just bringing the knees in, and then we're just going to lift up this time into reverse plank. Again, engaging the core, using your glutes, pushing into the feet, into the hands. You can let your head release if it feels good. Gently coming down, knees into the chest, give yourself a squeeze. And we're just going to lie on the back, just rock side to side, knees into the chest, just massaging out your lower back, enjoying the moment, lifting the legs towards the sky and gently releasing the left leg, and we're just going to take the right leg over to the right side. So you can use a strap here or a towel, so we just bring it out to the side, trying to keep the shoulder blades both on the ground, and then we're just going to bring the leg across the body with the opposite arm. So left arm brings the leg across the body, again trying to keep both shoulders on the ground, just bringing the leg as far across the body as you can. For doing that, and then back through the middle, bring the knee into the chest, gently release, just crossing the leg over the body. So we take a gentle spinal twist here. You can bring the other leg up towards it, trying to look in the opposite direction. Gentle breathing into each of the vertebrae, coming back through the middle, bringing both legs up towards the sky, releasing the right leg this time, and left leg, we take it with the left hand, bring it out to the left hand side just as far as you can. If you want to look in the opposite direction as well, can also feel nice. Coming back through the center. Take the foot with the opposite hand and bring the leg across the body. You can look to the opposite side. And then bringing the leg back into the middle. Just crossing the leg across the body as we take that gentle spinal twist on this side. So you can bring the arms out into a cactus shape or a T shape beside you. Just finding a comfortable twist for us to just slowly finish the practice. Coming back into the middle, bringing the knees into the chest, the forehead towards the knees. Give yourself a squeeze, a little rock side to side. We're just going to come up into a gentle shoulder stand. So supporting the lower back, using your core to keep your legs lifted, and then slowly coming out of the shoulder stand, taking the outsides of the feet, bringing the knees up towards the armpit as we take happy baby. Rocking side to side. Maybe you want to bring the soles of the feet together so you're in baby butterfly. Maybe you want to stretch the legs, just rolling around, enjoying this last moment of the practice before slowly releasing the legs as wide as the mat, the arms out by the side, slowing down your breathing and taking our final Shavasana. You might want to bring the soles of the feet together and relax.